Hello, it's Matty coming at you with another Planet Coaster episode. Thank you for joining me. Welcome to the video and welcome to episode 4 of Eden Springs. Now, this last week I have been deeply troubled. Following on from a comment last week, just a very quick passing comment about setting my lawyers on Moomin Little Socks. He believed that an appropriate, proportional response was to call me Matthew in my own comments. Now, only my mum and my wife call me Matthew. And if my wife calls me Matthew, I know that I need to pack a suitcase or sleep on the sofa. I cannot believe the cheek and the audacity, and I think that was extremely over the top. So, Moomin Little Socks, it's on like Donkey Kong. I expect a full apology down below, and I would like compensation for the deep trouble that I have suffered. But anyway, now we've got that out of the way, shall we hop into today's episode? Let's do it, shall we? Now, off camera and in between episodes, I have done a lot more work. So I thought what we would do this episode is just go around and have a look, shall we? So we've got platform 9 3/4 here. So thank you ever so much to Miss Ray Sunshine for the suggestion. Of course, it would not be a British train station without platform 9 3/4. So we're just going to walk over this bridge that took me about 10 minutes to make and was completely easy. And let's walk down here. Now, the reason that I've done a lot of work off camera is because apparently this is a theme park game, and people keep telling me that I need to be building a theme park. I really missed the memo on that. I didn't realise, so I need to start rushing through so we can start actually getting into the park, hopefully next episode. I mean, I say in the next episode, but what that actually means is most likely about episode 10. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, it's fine, don't worry about it. But just as we come up here, so we've got the ticket booth just for the train station. So of course this is going to be where you're pitched in your tickets, just before you walk down onto the platform. We've got this little backstage area here. With it not having food and drink, I didn't think it needed to be too excessive. So a couple of cardboard boxes and a pallet, that'll do, it's fine, don't worry about it. And then, as you may have noticed just in the opening cinematics, is there were a lot of little references to other people. Now, I want to put as many different names in this park as I can, but I want them to all be tactful. So over here we've got Stephen Thomas Road, and then we've got Cakist Road. I'm just trying to give little subtle nods to all of the community and all the people that help and support me. So we've got Hobo Billy Road there, the creator of the Simpsons Tropical Park. And then just as we walk down here, so this will be the village that will hopefully be done by the end of this episode or the end of the next episode. Maybe the end of episode 10, I don't know. And then we just walk down Alberus Way down here. So on the right here, we're going to have loads of shops. So loads of different creators are going to be referenced there, no doubt. So there we go, just Alberus Way there. And as we just come around here, now someone very kindly pointed out to me that M&J's milk lorry was in the floor, so I've just adjusted that. So thank you, you eagle-eyed person, you. And that is now fixed. And as we come around here and we come into Cheltenham, so graffiti on the side once again, and we walk down Plipcam Street, so of course referencing Planet Plipcam, so another big YouTuber. So we walk down the street down here, we've got the houses just to our right here, and we come to the JD Wetherspoons. Of course, British town, we need a Wetherspoons, so we have the Fraggle Inn. And we come around the side, we've got the sign on the side, just announcing what it is. We've got more graffiti, we've got the ventilation, and then we have the beer garden just at the back with a little play area right at the back. So as we just jump over these hedges into these people's back gardens, just coming through, don't mind me. So in the UK, usually on the back of houses, we will have these little tiny areas, these little dead areas that are all overgrown and unkempt, normally quite marshy or muddy. So that's just what that is there, just chucked in loads of weeds. And let's hop out here, shall we? Let's go down his drive. Let's come down here, down the road. past the telephone box, and we have St. Chrissy's Place of Worship. So, no specific religion. I wanted to cater to everybody. I like to be inclusive. So we've just got the graveyard just to our right. And then we've got this church here, which was not easy to make. So again, everything in this park is custom made. So there is no in-game blueprint. So this is all custom. So we've got fence pieces there. We've got some wheel pieces for the decorations. We've got all the windows at the top. We've got the spire going up as well. I really wanted to have a spire with a bell tower at the very top. And then just as we come around here, there's another little graveyard just over there. Every single gravestone individually placed down, so they're all twisted at different angles, just to make it look like that little bit more realistic. And as we come up here, we have the main graveyard. Because why not build a graveyard in Planet Coaster? Well, why not? We're fine, don't worry about it. And then just as we hop over here, we come to Moomin Farm. So Moomin, my arch nemesis. So as we come up the drive, we've got the tyre swing just on the tree. Got somewhere to sit down just there. And then we have the little farmhouse just here. So what you're all probably waiting for is, Matty, are you actually going to build anything this episode? If I must. So the plan today, by the end of this episode, is I want to have a petrol station and maybe some of them shops done. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? So I'm going to start out by just levelling out the terrain where I want this garage to go. With the area now flattened and the paint tool in place to show where I'm going to be working, I've put a car down to give me some kind of relative perspective, just so I can see how big these pumps need to be. Now, as we go through this build, as with last week, I need to give a very special thank you. Again, to Tommy P. So last week I was thanking him for his ingenious tip with the trains and having the different colours. This week I'm thanking him for his amazing garage design, which gave me the inspiration for this. Now this has caused somewhat of a controversial storm, because Tommy claims that I have stolen his garage. Now, I strongly dispute this fact, and I'm even going to show some screens at the end so you can actually see the difference between the two, as clearly they are extremely different. So with the courtyard now taking shape, I'm using the small wooden brackets to do the font for Texaco. The small wooden brackets are really good if you want to get a small font, as they're quite easy to work with. So, of course, we need a garage sign. Now I'm sure there's a proper technical term for what these are called, but if there is, I've got absolutely no idea. So for all intents and purposes, it's called a garage sign. So using basic shapes, I'm just doing the sign for Texaco. After about 45 minutes and realising I'm nowhere near as good with basic shapes as I would like to believe that I am, lots of editing out so you don't see all of this, we eventually create the sign for Texaco. So using basic shapes and some signs, we are just working our way down the garage sign, putting all the usual jazz on, such as the fact that it sells fuel, Go figure! A garage that sells fuel. Who knew? But we just need to put on the petrol prices, the diesel prices, which of course are absolute extortion prices. Who can afford this? So with our sign now complete, we now need to start thinking about enclosing this area. With the petrol station now taking shape, we now need to place in the shop and the car wash at the back. Using the pipes in game, I use these in the interior of the car wash to give it that authenticity and make it look like an actual working car wash. For the final few touches, we just need to place a car down and put some sprinklers in to make it look like it's actually working. And with that, the garage is now complete. Now, as I alluded to, apparently I stole this idea from Tommy P. Look! They're completely different! His is green, mine's red. They're totally different. Plus, his is a BP and mine's a Texaco. They couldn't be any more different. But joking aside, thank you ever so much Tommy P for the inspiration behind this build, and thank you to all of you who have joined me for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Make sure and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you next week. Take care, stay safe, look after yourselves. Bye everybody!